everybody, Tracy Monty Smith with SE Coaching, back for lesson number 2 in things that I have learned from my horses. Last week we talked about doing your own thing, and you roll in the mud after your bath if that's what you want to do. And before I get into lesson number 2 from my horses, again, I want to give a really quick shout out to Greg Bobby with Total Symmetry Personal Training. He's the sponsor of this video series, and I am so grateful for all of the things that he has done for me, providing this personalized virtual workout that I'm able to do in my own time, in the convenience of my own home, in my own schedule, has been amazing, because it has released a lot of the anxiety that I have around making the trip to the gym and taking those larger chunks of time out of my really busy schedule. And so it's been a wonderful experience. There's no pressure to do anything, but yet Greg is there every step of the way. He's there checking in with me at least once a week, if not more, making sure that I understand the exercises and that I'm doing them correctly and why I'm doing them and what parts of my body that these should be focusing on while I'm doing them. So if you don't want to go to the gym, if you can't go to the gym, if it's too far away, if you can't find the time to do it, I highly recommend you reach out to Greg. You can reach him at totalsymmetry@gmail.com. He'll set up the perfect personalized at-home virtual workout for you, depending on what your goals are, whether it's just working in the garden pain-free, and I hate to use the word just in that because it's a real thing, or whether or not you want to hit the slopes skiing or golfing or rodeoing, whatever it is that you want to do, and you want to be in shape and pain-free in order to do that, Greg's your guy. I'm telling you, reach out to him. totalsymmetry@gmail.com. So moving on to this week's lesson from the horses. Lesson number 2 is always be on the lookout, because sticks could be snakes. Now, horses are very much in the moment, and they have to be, because they have to always be on the lookout, and they have to be very aware of their surroundings, because if a mountain lion should come over the ridge, they need to know if that mountain lion has just eaten, so he's not a threat to them, or they need to know if they need to get the heck out of Dodge. And part of that awareness is just constantly being on the lookout. Their senses are constantly engaged. If you watch a horse even while they're grazing, their ears are constantly moving, they're constantly looking around, and they're very aware of what's going on around them. Now, as we've domesticated our horses, a lot of our horses are no longer threatened on a regular basis by mountain lions, although we have been known to have some show up in our neck of the woods once in a while. But that's not a normal occurrence where they're having to worry about the mountain lion coming over the ridge and whether or not they're going to be eaten. But there are a lot of things that we have introduced to our domesticated horses that can be just as scary as a mountain lion coming over the ridge. Probably the one that most affects my guys are plastic grocery bags, because they're super, super, super scary. They flap in the wind. You never know when they're going to jump out at you. They make horrible noises. And as curious as the horses are, even when they pick them up with their own teeth, they can just be scary. They can be scary. And I've been a lot of times out on a trail ride. You can be on a trail ride, the same trail ride every single day, and you can step over the exact same stick in the trail and it not affect them. And then all of a sudden one day, that stick could be a snake. And it could be something that they stepped on it wrong, or heck, maybe they just noticed it, who knows. But the lesson that I take away from this is that we do need to always be aware of our surroundings. And I have to admit that sometimes I get complacent in that, especially around familiar surroundings. I may not lock my car door while I run into the store, or I may not be as aware as I need to be when I'm walking through an empty parking lot at night. But that complacency and not being aware of our surroundings, I may not notice the tree branch that I'm about ready to, walk under or ride under, or that stick really could be a snake. And so the lesson that I'm taking from my horses around this message is that I need to be more mindful. I need to be more aware of my surroundings. And in order to do that, I have to be in the present. And I need to make sure that I am not wandering off into the path of what's happened in the past and what might happen in the future, and being worried, or anxious about any of that. I need to take the time to pay attention to now, and pay attention to the joys, and to pay attention to the potential dangers. So that's all I've got to say about this one, but this is a lesson I can work with. I don't know about you. Please let me know what this means to you. Share it in the comments. Shoot me an email, Tracy, Tracy, @secoaching.net. You can also read the written version of this blog. It will be posted in Facebook tomorrow. If you're not on my email list, make sure you do, because the written piece brings a little bit different flavor than the video piece, and I really don't want you to miss out on anything that I'm trying to say around these messages that the horses have taught me. So if you haven't subscribed to the email newsletter, make sure that you do, so that you get these every single week delivered to your mailbox. Then you're also a lot easier for you to send me those responses that I look forward to so much. Shoot me an email, Tracy, Tracy, @secoaching.net. Let me know you want to be on that mailing list, so that you don't miss a single one of the written blogs that are just kind of a little bit of a backup to the video series and things that we've been talking about. So until I talk to you next week for lesson number 3 from the horses, have a fantastic life. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.